Hey, hello, good morning. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you this time around by the Kent County Health Department. You know, this applies to this health department and any other health department as well. Flu vaccines, get your flu shot, get those kids vaccinated. This can all be done free of charge. If you qualify, just reach out to them at the Kent County Health Department. AccessKent.com/health. I can't stress enough how important it is to get that cervical cancer vaccine. I mean, if you have a young daughter, don't try to get the cervical cancer vaccine if you have a son. They might laugh you out of the joint. Say, yeah, Eric Zane told me to bring my 14-year-old boy here to get a vaccination so he doesn't get cervical cancer. They might just laugh so hard that they throw up right in your face. You have a daughter, eliminate the risk of cervical cancer by getting that thing taken care of. Thank you to the Kent County Health Department, accesskent.com/health, or call them at 616-632-7100 for more information. I just spoke with Ryan yesterday over at Metalworks Body Shop. He's signing up for another quarter of marketing here on the show. Thank you to Ryan over at Metalworks Body Shop for making that a thing and being part of this podcast. If you have a camper, travel trailer, or a fifth wheel, you know, please keep in mind that there is hope for you if you crack up your gear. A lot of you might just go in one ear, out the other until you need them. Just remember, I've got a guy. RVs get destroyed all the time when people are headed out on the road. Keep in mind, Metal Works Body Shop. Online at metalworksbodyshop.com. You can also get to their Facebook page by clicking on their logo at ericzaneshow.com. Okay, there you go. We got that out of the way. We are off and running, I should say. On September 9th, 2020, the Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station anywhere. I will fight you in the streets. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. That's right. We are live and rolling. Probably one of the very few podcasts that has this whole live thing going each and every day. It's the easiest thing in the world to post the audio because basically I just go, all right, click, post. I don't edit shit. A lot of people are like, oh man, don't you do like post-production? No, nuthead. If I do post-production, that's like too much work. Okay, I put the room back to normal. It's still not perfect. I'm looking at the video of it right now, and I'm struggling with camera shots to build it all back up. But I got the big things taken care of. Okay, lighting is the way it was, which is fine. I've got Pooches in the shot. I've got Bruce here, who is crashed out. O'Neill here. Allergies affecting the dog again. Oh my God, this dog and his allergies. It just it's like the second you stop giving him the medicine, he's like starts itching all over the place. But all right, we're off and running. Glad to have you here on the show. Jason says, boys get the HP vaccine too, LOL. The HPV vaccine. Well, they do it for, they don't do it for like cervical cancer protection, right? I mean, they don't have a fucking cervix. We were just talking about the, and I'm looking at your comment about it. Yeah, I guess that they could get the vaccine too. I'm not sure how that helps them. You probably know more than I do, Jason Mays. Add that to the list of things that you know a hell of a lot more about than me, apparently. Kent County Health Department was like, yeah, Eric Zane saying that guys don't need the HPV. Cancel our marketing with that dumbass. Okay. Boy, as I sit here, I didn't think that the freaking massive burn that I got from that hobo pie Saturday night would still be causing me trouble, but I think I really did a number, man. The plasma that was on the superheated volcano plasma that was on the inside of that hobo pie just mutilated me, and it's really, really hurts. Yesterday, I'm surprised I was able to get through that podcast yesterday. It hurt more yesterday than it does today, but it still hurts now. My God. Doesn't the mouth heal quicker than other body parts? Doesn't the mouth and the eye have Wolverine type of regenerative powers? I don't know, but it seems like it's taking forever. That was Saturday night, and the roof of my mouth is still raw like an over-pounded vagina. That's a terrible example. What a thing to say. What an asshole. All right, but still, it hurts like hell, so I'm struggling with that. We all have our quit complaining, Eric. We've all got our problems. We've got a lot of ground to cover on the show, as always. I thank you for being part of it. Streaming it live on Facebook, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. You can also watch the show on Periscope, Twitter. That's brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And as you see right here, follow on YouTube. Search Eric Zane Show. In fact, if you are watching it on Facebook or Periscope and you prefer that, that's fine. Could you also open up a window to YouTube and subscribe to that thing and hit the notification bell and just, watch the show on two sources, but put the sound down on one of them. I don't know. Maybe you don't even have to do that. All I'm telling you is that I get internet points. That all helps me. You know what's crazy, though? I look at it isn't much. For every time you watch the YouTube, there's a little ad that plays at the beginning of that damn thing, and that's generating revenue. But I don't know how the hell they get that money. It's not much. It's like a handful of bucks a month, and they allow me to do that because I have enough followers and I have enough viewed time. But maybe Kevin in Muskegon can help me out because that guy knows everything, man. Where he struggles in talking, he is a wizard at the logistics behind YouTube and entities like that. He really knows his shit, man. Don't let the squinty eyes and the ridiculously slow speaking pattern fool you. He is no dummy. Okay, better seen than heard, no doubt. If I ever hired Kevin, I'd say, okay, you can only communicate with me in dry erase board. You have to write your thoughts down, and then I will read them. Because if I have to sit there and listen to well, I'm just going to put my head in a guillotine, and then I'm going to say, all right, it's your show now. I'm done. See ya. Sorry. I don't know why I suddenly just attacked you, but it's funny, so sorry. Thanks again, Kevin, for all your help. That doesn't make it any better. Dear Meathead happens in 46 minutes with my dad. I posted a Facebook post, and I put a post on Facebook is what I wanted to say, and you can leave a comment there with a question, or just send it along, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I have a few, but I'm always wanting more. I want to have so many that I can't even, ask all of them of my dad. He is still very panicked about the virus. Where's my N95 mask, guy? Did you send my N95? I said, well, no, I didn't. I didn't even ask the guy who has to get it to me. He has to send it to me first, and then I'll send it to you. Oh, Dad, you stay in all the time. You are safe. You don't go anywhere, and you don't see anyone. You're okay. All right? I'm starting to think they should go back. You saw how the some of the colleges canceled the football season. Do you remember that? It started with the conference known as the MAC, which is basically a bunch of high school teams. those assholes started it off by canceling the fucking season. And then the Big Ten, and then who else? The Pac-12, they all canceled the football season. Well, I'm struggling with that a little bit right now. High school football in Michigan is back. I was just running at the track yesterday where the perennial juggernauts, the Hudsonville Eagles, were practicing and getting ready for the year's football. They're on a crash course to get back after it after they had to shut it down for a period of time. But it's back. It's back now in Michigan. All the football teams are getting ready to play. So I was watching the high school team do their thing as I was chug-a-lugging around the track yesterday, getting some exercise. So, you got the high school teams are playing football. The NFL is back tomorrow. And then and I don't know if they're going to pack the stadiums or sell tickets at a limited amount, but fucking go play football now. I mean, everybody is all right. I am now like we have done our part. We have done all we can do. And let's be honest here. You can always go back again. I mean, if there's an outrageous spike where thousands of people are dying, dying, not getting sick. If we get back to those crazy death numbers, which all seem a little nutty to me, I'm not going to lie. It seems a little strange how there was all those people dying and now there's no one dying. It seems like hardly anybody dying. If it gets outrageously high with death, you can always just say, fucking cancel it again. Cancel it. But in the meantime, get your ass out on the fucking football field. It's okay now, all right? We'll play the game with you at this point. Everybody will wear the mask. All right, no problem. But these people want their football. I wouldn't want to go. I'm not going to go. I wouldn't go if there was no pandemic. I hate fucking being in crowds of people. But at this point in time, nobody gives a shit, okay? There are a dwindling number of people who are like, yeah, we got to stay locked down. Maybe initially, but that's settled really, really strongly. It's dramatic, man. The attitudes are changing countrywide now. Go play football. A lady in Alabama donated a kidney. And she has an amazing story that's quite similar to your old pal, Eric Zane. Okay? And to some degree. We're both, she donated a kidney. I'm trying to donate a kidney. Some of you may not know that if you're new to the show. You'll pick that up in bits and pieces. I don't want to retell the story every damn time I bring that up. Find it on your own. Or ask somebody on on Facebook or Zaniacs United. Somebody will fill you in. But it was her describing how she thought it would be a good thing for her and to who she's donating it to. It's absolutely, oh boy, it gave me chills. I swear to God, I almost started to cry at the point in the story when she said something that really, really struck a nerve with me. And I also have an update to share with you on my own front as well about the kidney donation process. I had a phone call yesterday. Hey, I want you to hang out with me. I've got some events coming up to tell you about. There is also a documentary. These two things aren't connected. A documentary that I need to talk about is airing on A&E about Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne. Oh, it is quite revealing. Talk about sticking with someone in sickness and in health. Sharon Osbourne, say what you will about this lady, but she is a ball breaker, an ass kicker. She's an unbelievable business mind, and really, really staunch in sticking by her man, despite some crazy, crazy shit from Ozzy when that guy was on drugs. And, that's been a lifelong battle for Ozzy Osbourne. Even up to recently, I think he had a relapse or something like that. But Sharon, oh my God, this woman has stuck by this guy through thick and thin. Textbook. She is living the vows, You ever run into that couple that I tell you what, if you ever run into a couple and they're on the outs, they're breaking up, or something terrible has happened. Let's say you got a lady and the guy cheats on her, and then people say, well, yeah, you're gonna leave him, right? You're gonna leave him, and she's like, no. This could be any. I actually know somebody who's involved in something like this right now. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to divorce him. Well, why not? He's cheating on you. I took a vow. I took an oath in sickness and in health, good times and in bad. Oh my God. I've got a person I know who her husband is being a major asshole, and he's one of these maniacs who's living this crazy-ass double life with his young chick who's like 20 years younger than him, and it's all fucked up, and the lid just got blown off of it recently, and the wife is staunch. She goes, I love my husband. He's got to get it out of his system. He's going to come back to me, and I love that. Man, that is freaking golden. Those are the best wives. Because then after the dumb shit works out his midlife crisis and comes back home with his tail between his legs trying to turn his life around because the dumb bitch that he was running around with realized he was an old wrinkly fuck in the first place. He comes back home with his tail between his legs, and then the wife's like, all right, okay, now we got to rebuild our relationship. Those are the strongest relationships. That is the wife that just deserves high praise for putting up with all that shit. Sharon Osbourne, in my opinion, falls into that category. Wait until you hear what Ozzy did. Forget cheating. I think he cheated not that long ago. And Sharon shrugs that shit off, no problem, because of what she had to endure in the past. And she sticks by her man. Oh my God. Wow. Hey, Facebook, come on. Does a guy have to kill himself to get a video taken down? Well, apparently that's not going to work either. My God, what a mess as that literally happened. I'll tell you about what to avoid so you don't see it. Hey, TMZ sounds like a not-so-great work environment. I actually think it sounds great. It sounds like my kind of work environment, but you know how it is in the workplace. You cannot look at somebody and say, would you get your head out of your ass because they're doing a shitty job? I would hate to be running a workplace these days because I'm that guy. I'm that guy that looks at someone who sucks and says, hey, get your head out of your ass. I don't want to fire you, but if you don't stop being shitty, you're going to get fired. And then somebody freaks out. They all of a sudden you're on the hot seat. You're getting sued, and then they own your business. Okay, here's what's up. Coming up on Friday, September 18th, I'm inviting you. No, I take that back. Let me back up. I'm screwing this up already. Today is the 9th, and it's Wednesday. Boy, I got all of that wrong. Tomorrow is September 10th. I know this is short notice, but that is, I did mention this before. I just didn't have the time. Tomorrow, Ben and I will be podcasting. The Eric and Ben podcast will happen from this studio, the Metalworks Body Shop Fear Bunker studio. Will happen tomorrow live at 5 p.m. Reached out to Ben. I go, I can't do it Friday. Let's do it Thursday. Best time for you. Earlier the better because it's a school night for Ben. He has a day job that he works. So Ben will be in here. 5 p.m. The Eric and Ben podcast. Free. All throughout the month of September. Then I'm going to take that show and I'm going to put it on Patreon. Now, when it's on Patreon after September, the plan is start the show, and like the first 10 minutes or so will be available on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And then I'm going to stop that feed, and just before I stop it, I'm going to say, well, the show is going to continue with the rest of what we're going to talk about on Patreon only. And then you got to switch over to the live feed. that way I can be still in the forefront of people's minds. I can see a little bit, get a little taste of it. This is all in October. But I've done this because Ben this is a paid gig for Ben. This is the first person that I've ever given money to associated with the podcast. But I always said I never want to enlist anybody's help unless I can compensate them. So Ben is getting compensated. So this is great. That makes me very, very happy. I'm glad that he can get that. But it is driven by you, the audience. So it will be a Patreon-only joint starting in October. But as I said, it's free up until then. Side note, boy, this is just amazing. Sometimes you can basically say something and just assume that people will understand what you're talking about. But they miss it completely. I put out a post yesterday that said it was yesterday's Patreon show, and as you know, I do free for a couple hours a day with my sponsors, and that's funded by the sponsors. Patreon is a separate additional podcast for 30, 40, 50 minutes for the diehards who really want to dig deep, and that is no advertisements, because it's funded by the audience. They pay $5 a month to get the daily audio Patreon podcast, or $10 a month to get the audio and the video. And you've got like this closer knit community because it's just those select people. So it usually results in some type of fight between me and audience members, Kenny, who love to get me pissed off and riled up. And so it's a different show. It's way different. It's even more grassrootsy, if you will, and homespun. All right? Some, dare I say, shittier. So when I posted yesterday's Patreon bonus podcast, this is Patreon bonus number 422, Odell Beckham Jr. and the Browns. Okay? And that's what I titled it. And then I post to social media that, hey, this is available if you want it. And you just click on it, and if you want it, then you get it. If not, it's fine. But it says, I made an announcement. Beginning in October, Patreon will be the home of my podcast with the one and only Ben Glaze. Sign up for $5 or $10 a month. And that's just a way to kind of like keep the ball rolling on that. A reminder that what you're getting now for free with Ben will be going on to Patreon. Well, I assumed a lot of things there. I assumed that people would know exactly what I'm talking about, but I assume that people know that I do a free daily podcast. I don't know. It made perfect sense to me. Well, then somehow this person gets it all screwed up and writes, well, I guess it was good while it lasted. Unfortunately, not many can afford to pay monthly simply to listen to people they enjoy. Well, look, no offense, but let me break that down here. That's 6.2 cents a day if you go $5 a month. Wait a minute. I'm screwing this up. How does this work? Can someone do the math for me because I can't do it. Do you divide? Okay. $5 divided by 31. It's 16 cents a day. That's still ridiculous. That's ridiculously cheap. And there's no one that gives you more content than me. 5 days a week, you get the Patreon bonus. If I ever get my head out of my ass, we'll play Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia. That's a podcast. The Ben podcast. My God. It's remarkable how much is up there on Patreon. Not to mention the Insane Asylum, which is me on the radio. I love that show, by the way. That's a great-ass radio show. It's an America's #1 radio show. But this isn't an I'm not trying to do an advertisement for Patreon here. This guy thinks that I'm going to take the Ben podcast. He thinks that everything is going to Patreon. It's like, how did you fuck that up? Well, I guess it was good while it lasted. Unfortunately, not many can afford to pay monthly simply to listen to people they enjoy. My poor child can't even watch content for 5-year-old and under without paying subscriptions. I don't know about that. I never thought it would come down to a household paying $200 a month to listen to a few single people and toddler content. Best of luck, but you will do well. And then this person indicts my old show. I don't want to read that. I'll let you see that on your own. I want to keep this as above board as possible. Let's see. It says, when you get big again, please don't ever get don't develop a corporate structure as the I think he's indicating don't have the man be lurking over you or something like that. Well, look, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is it. I probably will never be anything more than a podcast for as long as I live again, if I'm lucky. And I'm okay with that because I really enjoy doing content like this. Frankly, it's a real blessing to just look and tell people to fuck off all day, which is all I do. So this is great for me. But everybody right away corrected, dude. Sean wrote, look, hey, you can still listen to Eric on the free daily podcast brought to you by his awesome sponsors. Just search for the show through any free podcast app. The Patreon podcast is his daily bonus podcast that does cost. Man's got to bring home the bacon somehow. So that person kind of took care of it. But then I added, no, my daily show is still there free and will remain as such. I simply added an additional show for people who are on Patreon. At no additional cost, mind you. Everybody said, yeah, you got to do it $15 a month for Ben. No. Come on. It's already overpriced. Come on. No, if you are on Patreon, you get the Ben podcast added to it in October. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. It's fine. So I had to straighten it out. It's like, how did you mess that up, man? I mean, maybe he's not I don't recognize the name on Facebook, but it's like, come on, man. How did you? No, of course it's free. Always will be. All right, so there's that. That show with Ben is tomorrow. I would love you to check it out live or get the recorded version wherever you download podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, simply by going to ericzaneshow.com and big and bold at the top, it says free podcast. You can click that. And then there's all the little badges for what podcasting app you can utilize. It's all there. It is so simple. We have gotten to a point now where all you got to say is go to my website, click free podcast. Go to the website, click free podcast. You'll figure it out. On your mobile device or your desktop. It's that simple. Or if you want it live, you get it live. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Okay. I still have this going on. Somebody is going to get a brand new high-efficiency furnace installed because of the kindness of Joe Martinez's heart. That is it. He reached out to me and said, I'm going to install one. He's doing the old give back. Whenever someone says, I'm giving back, it's like, here it comes. They're about to do something amazing. If you know someone or you yourself, you can nominate yourself, need a brand new furnace install, please send me why. Tell me how things aren't so great for you. I want all those damn ugly details that you hate talking about. I want to hear how you are struggling and spare no detail. I want it all. Okay? Send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, subject line furnace, or subject line Joe Martinez, or subject line A&E heating and cooling. Doesn't matter. I'm compiling all of these, and by the end of this month, one of these folks will be the recipient of this donation from Joe Martinez. And by the middle of October, you will have a brand new high-efficiency furnace. That's a 96%er. That's awesome. That is the highest efficiency that you can get. Over 96% efficient. I love Joe so much for this. Please send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Nominate someone or nominate yourself. I've got people who are like, man, life sucks right now. Everything's shitty. It would really, really help me both emotionally, mentally and financially if I had one less thing to worry about. Here's why shit is shitty. Give it to me, okay? I want somebody to feel better knowing that this is happening, and I hate that not everybody can get this. Only one can, but I've got a pretty good indicator that Joe's going to do this shortly thereafter. He's really turned the corner. You listeners of this podcast have really embraced him. You've embraced all the sponsors, but Joe has really, really seen the phone ring a lot because of you, and that's why this is happening. And he did this all on his own. He just called me up and said, this is what I want to do. It's so cool. Okay, a week from Friday, we're hanging out at Great Lakes Winery, Brewery, Distillery, LLC for another Eric Zane Show podcast. Great Lakes, socially distant get-together. We got our masks. We're being socially distant. That's what happens. This will be our fourth one of these, okay? It starts at 7 p.m., September 18th. That's Friday. Great Lakes Winery, Brewery, Distillery. Drink the wine, drink the beer, drink the grappa. They're at 332 East Lakewood Boulevard, just west of US 31 in Holland, Michigan, across from the luxurious Windmill Mobile Home Park. They always have like a terrific name, like something Estates. The Windmill Mobile Home Park is right across the street. I will see you there. It's a week from Friday. Short notice on this one. I put the Facebook invite out. Please respond to that or give me a heads up that you're coming. I want to get a head count. Same thing for paintball. Saturday, October 3rd. Well, we got a lot of events coming up. I actually have another one that I haven't told you about that we're working on. It's a chili cook-off. I don't have all the details yet on this one. Paintball, Saturday, October 3rd. Okay? Paintball War number 10. Oh, my God, we killed Kenny. Kenny from Nashville, Tennessee, and his 800 kids are going to be staying at my house to witness the awesomeness of hanging out with this motley crew of people, dogs, brother-in-laws who swear too much. Oh, my God, it's going to be fun. If you want to go to the TC Paintball Eric Zane Show podcast, Paintball War number 10, oh, my God, we killed Kenny. Saturday, October 3rd, 4 p.m., $35. Get you all the equipment you need, or bring your own if you have it. Free pizza from BC Pizza Grand Rapids, online at bcpizzagr.com. Wow, that's going to be a lot of fun. Our very first Saturday event. Outdoors, crisp autumn day, or maybe hot. You never know in October. Early October in Michigan, it might be 104 degrees. We'll see you there. Reach out, Eric at ericzaneshow.com, so I can get a head count or respond to the Facebook event invite by clicking going. Okay? All right, let's check on everybody. Make sure you're doing okay. Oh, boy, man. What a day. It is another awful-looking day. Mike Ball is there from MB Distributing. What's up, young man? How's the stress fracture? Kenny. Kate in New Jersey. How are you, young lady? Patriot Nick, what's up? Adam is in the house. Is that Adam Balboa? I believe it is. World's biggest Rocky Balboa fan. Tandy, what's going on? Jason Mays, talk to you. Melissa is here. She gives us a hump day joke. Does it ever get old? Apparently not. White John Coffee, Jason Schaefer, Andrea, his better half. Man, we got a lot of people on here today. Thank you so much. Adam, I see you, buddy. All right. All good. I don't recognize that name. Brandis M. White. I can't even say it. Hi. Hello to you. That's new, I think. Kate says, can we virtually kill Kenny? Great sponsorship opportunity. Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work. If you have that idea, I would love that, of how that's going to work. Linda Hall, What is up? How are you? Hey, you influenced the show today. The story about the kidney is awesome. I'll cover that. Great Legs Winery, Brewery, Distillery, LLC is representing on this podcast. The mental health magician John Midgley, what's up? I could go on and on. Okay. But I don't know. I don't want to sound like Opie. I'm already off with too much. Hi, how are you? But that's how it is. I'm in that type of mood today. I'm in a really, really terrific mood. And the thing is, last night it was not so great of a mood. I was teetering on the brink of my brain trying to trick me into anxiety. I didn't get there at all, really. After a hard run, mile repeats, not quite at Joe Moran speed, but still mile repeats did it. Knocked me back, righted the ship, good to go. I had a meeting yesterday, and this is where I'm going to continue with this next story. And I went to a restaurant right near where I live, and I'm meeting with a guy to talk about potentially advertise on the show. He's buying me dinner. I get out of the car. I'm walking towards the place. Sign, mask required. Now, I know this, but as I was pulling up, I had the realization, damn it, I forgot the mask. This is terrible. I just got to leave it in the car. I mean, most everybody, you see them, they got it hanging up from their rearview mirror. That's what people do. In order to remember the damn mask. I always forget it. That happened at Meijer, and I walked through the store with my shirt over my nose, looked like an asshole. And the only reason why I kept it over my face is because I didn't want to look like everybody who doesn't wear a mask, who always look like they want to kick your ass. You ever notice that? You're walking through a store and you get somebody, like here in Michigan, it's like it's mandatory. You can't go into a business without a mask on. And whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. It's still a rule. But anybody who isn't wearing the mask, they always look like they're getting ready to kick your ass. I mean, man or woman, or kid, they look like they're getting ready to beat your ass. So I didn't want to be that guy because I never really look like I want to kick, like I can kick anybody's ass. So I'm walking into this restaurant and I see the sign. I go, yeah, I know I don't have a mask. And it says, you have to have a mask. And then it says, but if you don't, you can buy a mask for $1. I'm like, okay. Well, in that event, I do have a $20 bill on me. But I'll bet you I can somehow finagle this. I'll bet that that's there for theater and that I can just walk right in. So I walk in and I'm anticipating that the person that I'm meeting there is going to be right at the table. This is not a big place at all. From where you walk in and it says hostess will seat you, he's 10 feet away. And when you're seated at the table, you don't have to wear the mask. I know this is all weird. It's just the way it is, you know? I mean, it is not the fault of the business owner that they have to follow these rules. So if anybody busts me, I am not going to give anybody any amount of shit at all. Okay? I am fully prepared to buy a mask. But I'm right at the door. I look, there is dude. If I take 4 steps, I will be seated with him, and then I don't need the mask. But from where I'm at to the spot, that's like no man's land. That's like mask zone, where if I had a mask, nobody would screw with me. So I see him. I point to him like, hey, I know the guy. Yeah, I'm just going to go over there. No big deal. I take 1 step, and a teenager watching me like a hawk lowers the boom and says, sir, you need a mask. And I play dumb. And I go, oh, yeah, mask, of course. Now, at this point, I'm like I said, this is not far. But they want me to have a mask on from the time I walk in to when I sit down. And I realize I got to buy a mask right now. I'm not going to be the asshole at Target in Alaska who's freaking out, or all these other videos. I'm looking around the bar and people are getting ready to reach for their phone. You know how, like, if there's a bad guy, they would be reaching for their pistol. And where I live, everybody's got a pistol on one hip and a phone on the other. And so they're all reaching for the phone. They're getting ready. They're going to bust it out. They're going to cancel my ass. They're all ready. They're all having drinks. They all follow the rules. They think they got another problem asshole. They can make me famous, make themselves famous. They're getting ready to go for the phone. And in case things really get out of hand, they'll shoot me dead right between the eyes. And I go, yeah, of course. Yeah, I need one. Yeah, absolutely. And then I see all the hands go back. They realize that they don't have a live one. They're not going to get rich with a Facebook Karen or Ken, whatever I would be called. What am I, a Ken? Would that be a Chad? What is the name we've settled on for male Karens? Asshole? How about Eric? She goes and opens up a drawer and pulls out one of those blue fabric ones with the thing you put over the metal nose bendy thing. And I give her a 20. And she goes over to the register behind the bar, gets me $19 cash and change. She gives me the mask, gives me the $19. I go, oh, thank God. And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't say anything. I didn't want to be an asshole. I go, okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, of course. Gee, I'm so glad you have these masks for $1. And I put it on. I walked for 2.5 seconds. I sat down and I took the mask off because you can. That's the game. So that all happened. And then my buddy who's sitting there, he just laughs. He goes, I know. And so I didn't want to be an idiot about it. I followed the rules. If I would have remembered my mask in the first place, I really need to make this a priority. I could have, I would have had $1 more in my pocket. All right. The other thing that I wanted to talk about on the open, that's over, is my wife sent me a picture, which I didn't actually see until I got back home yesterday, and I was seated with her. We have a routine. We watch the Tigers. My wife and my brother-in-law, we sit and we watch the Tigers, which, by the way, they were beating the shit out of Milwaukee yesterday. And they ended up winning 8-3. They had been doing, remember I was like, we're all behind our baseball team. Go get them. Detroit Tigers. Well, they had a horrible run. And they're back to in their last 10. They're 5-5 their last 10. They were hot as hell. But they're 2 games under 500 now. 6 games back. There's still a lot of baseball left to be played. I think there was. Does anybody know if Scope broke his hand? He got hit by a pitch yesterday. No, he just had a bruised right wrist, and he should be available to play today. That would be a bummer if Scope got hurt, because I know they've been losing players. They had another guy get hit by a pitch, Jacoby Jones, I think, and he's out for the year. My God, can you imagine getting hit by a pitch and your hand shatters? My God. So we're watching the Tiger game, and then my brother-in-law gets up, and he's thump, 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 thump. He walks like heavier than Madison. Madison is known as Princess Thunderfoot, okay? And this is Prince Thunderfoot, Kevin is, because it's just so heavy when he walks. He's got an excuse. I mean, he has neuropathy, and so he does struggle a little bit. And his struggle has led to our hilarity. Case in point, it is a good thing that he does not look at the internet or doesn't have the ability to look at the internet. He is unplugged and uncancelable, as I talked to you about based on the story I had about him yesterday for what he did to the seatbelt buckle, where he actually referred to it as the N-word and gave it the finger. He was so upset at the seatbelt buckle, he said every word in the book and actually said the N-word to a seatbelt buckle while biting his lip, grinding his teeth, and giving it the finger. Holy shit. I cannot print out those cards fast enough that say, hey, he doesn't have a filter because of brain surgery, years of epilepsy, grand mal seizures, and medicine. He needs, this is from the movie The Joker, he used to laugh inappropriately. I've got that. Man, God forbid if that ever happens. Please don't say the N-word in public. But as I said, the trade-off is to living here. We have a wealth of content for No Filter Kevin. And this isn't an outburst. This is something happened. And I have a picture. And I know you all want to see this picture. But for some reason, me talking about this incident is not as horrific as posting the picture. Diana took a picture from something that happened yesterday. And while we're sitting there watching the Tigers, she holds up, he like thunderfoots over to go get a drink or something. And she holds up her phone like, check your phone. And I check, and she has taken a picture of him as he apparently was walking out of the restroom. And he had a long piece of toilet paper attached to the back of his pants. And I'm not sure how he managed to do that, but yeah, I think you've heard about people doing that. Maybe get stuck on their foot, or somehow things get off the rails in the cleanup procedure during number 2, and then somehow a big stream of toilet paper winds up attached to your clothes. Well, this was one of those moments, and then I look at it and I go, huh? And I didn't have my glasses on. And I'm like, wait a minute here. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And so I look at Diana and I mouth this. Do I see the color brown? And she starts laughing, and she's like, yes. Oh no. There's the smudge. The smudge from the cleanup is on that streamer of toilet paper. So he went wipey, and then somehow it did not wind up in the water. Somehow it wound up on his pants, and there's proof. And I went, oh no. So I zoom in, and of course, because I'm an animal, I zoom in and I go, yep, there it is. There's the culprit. Now I haven't, for some reason I forgot about this. But I need to, I wonder if, no, I don't want to call her when she's at school because she's going to think there's an emergency. Oh, but we got to. I talked myself into it. I need to know. I never did ask her last night. Hold on a second. Let me text this. Not an emergency, but I need a quick thing clarified on the podcast. Period. Can I call you for a 1-minute conversation? ? We shall see. I'm going to turn this. So it's going to actually. Hold on. Because I have the phone on Do Not Disturb. So I need to know that she's responding to me. So I had to take it off Do Not Disturb and put the ringer on. Hopefully, I can get some clarification as to how this situation was fixed. Because if you're Diana, you don't want somebody walking around your house with a piece of shit-covered toilet paper hanging off of them like a tail on a kite. But, my God, what a thing! I need to know how she actually cleared that up. Holy crap! That's the open of there. I didn't mean to say holy crap. Oh, okay. She said yes. Okay. Incoming phone call. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em. Detroit Tigers.
Hello.
Hey, I need a quick clarification. Sorry to bother you at school.
That's okay.
I never got an exact story about the toilet paper with the poo-poo on it. Did you?
What do you need to clarify?
Okay, question one. How long was he out of the toilet with the poo-poo toilet paper hanging, 3 feet of toilet paper hanging off of his ass?
I don't know, because he was sitting down in his chair, and then he got up out of his chair to go into the kitchen, and then I noticed it. Oh,
that's bad news. That means that the poo-poo is on the chair. Okay. So
it's a possibility.
Did you? So at which point, now it's one thing to notice toilet paper, but it's another thing entirely to notice the poo-poo. How much time passed before you noticed the poo-poo on the toilet paper?
I didn't notice the poo-poo until I looked at the picture that I sent you.
So you took the picture with him not knowing that he had any toilet paper, and he didn't know that you took the picture.
Correct.
Do you think we're going to hell for this whole storyline that we're sharing with the audience about these outbursts of giving the finger and saying nasty words to inanimate objects, and the picture proof of poo-poo covered toilet paper hanging off of them?
We might.
How did you how did you rectify the scenario? Did you say, "Hey, Kevy, what's going on here?"
I go, "Kevy, what do you got hanging out of your hanging?"
Are you in the toilet?
Yeah, I just walked into the.
Did you just take a dump?
No, I took a pee.
Oh my God! What the hell?
I had to go pee really bad, and it's my only break right now.
Okay, so what did you do?
Sorry if I sound muffled, I have my mask on.
What did you do to get the poop-covered toilet paper off? Did you grab it?
I said, "Kevin, you had something on you," and he, of course, responded with, "What the?"
Yeah.
F?
Did he give it the finger and call it the N-word or anything like that?
He did not. He just went to into the bathroom and took care of it.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Okay. Up to you.
Holy crap. Okay. Have a good day at school.
Okay. Thanks.
See ya. Bye. Okay. I need a vote. I need a show of hands on the Facebook comments whether or not I should post that picture for you all to see it. Okay? Or is that too much? Do you like, hey, Eric, I think you're running a risk of this getting a little bit off the rails, maybe TMI. I need to know what you think. So whether you're enjoying the show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, I don't know, send me an email about whether or not this is a good or a bad idea. I have a feeling I know how this is going to go. I'm guessing that sometime today that picture is going to be available with the evidence. Jeez. Well, that's a open for the ages of the Eric Zane Show podcast. As I said, podcasting day will continue on Patreon. That is supported financially by the audience. The big, beautiful paywall. Build the wall. You get more podcasting every day for every Monday through Friday, I should say, for $5 or $10 a month. The $5 gets you the audio. The $10 gets you the audio/video. Okay. You also get the Insane Asylum. That's my radio show with all of the music, no commercials from Q100 in Northern Michigan. And if I ever get off my fat ass and organize a game, Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia, as well as the Eric and Ben podcast, which will be a Patreon joint only in October. Going to call up Dad in a second for Dear Meathead. Send your questions in, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Their number is 616-532-6600. Irvines.com. That's the website. They fix cars, domestic, Asian, European, the best in the business. I can promise you that. Take my word for it. Take the word of all the 5-star reviews from the customers. Irvines.com. Love those folks. Locally owned, veteran owned, lady owned. Those are the 3 pillars for awesomeness, you know? Local, veteran, lady. Ass kickers, every one of them. Thank you to Irvines. If you are in West Michigan on 44th Street, They are on a side street just a couple of blocks east of 131 called Stafford. Okay? You turn on Stafford, and they're right there. Thank you to Irvine's Auto Repair. Grand Rapids Hybrid. Baldwin Ace Hardware. They are up north. They just signed up for another advertising package. They have been a long-time supporter of the show. Thank you to them, the Gilmurrays. And though we just had Labor Day, there's still plenty of reasons to go up north. So if you're headed up that way, please drop by Baldwin Ace Hardware. Okay, they also sponsor every single moment that I have with the Queen of the Forest, my lovely wife, Diana, like you just heard right there. Baldwin Ace Hardware brings you your moments with the Queen of the Forest. Thank you to Baldwin Ace Hardware. Head up north and see those folks. Skip the big box store. Just go see my friends at Baldwin Ace Hardware. If you're wondering what I'm doing now while I'm doing these ads, I'm getting my phone ready. It sounds remarkably clear to just hold up a phone to a microphone. Oh, my God. Dear Meathead brought to you by JM Synthetics. Online at jmsynthetics.com.
Is this famous Eric?
You're the one who's famous around here, Dad. I mean, come on.
No. You're my famous.
Oh, my gosh. How are you, Dad?
I'm doing well, honey. How about yourself?
Never better. Never better. Everybody is just loving you and so glad that you're able to join us once again for another round of Dear Meathead.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So what's going on your mind, Dad? What's top of mind for you in the world of my dad and Dear Meathead? What is the one thing that's burning on your brain? I think I know what it is, but what is it?
I honestly don't know.
I think it's weeds.
There are a lot of things burning on my brain.
Weeds.
Right now, I just can't believe that I sit day in and day out. I do a lot of work outdoors, but then again, like the entire day yesterday, I just sat on this chair, on this couch.
Really? Wait a minute.
Well, I went to a doctor and, got checked up.
Right.
Other than that, I was in the house. I didn't even feel like being out there.
But that's remarkable because I thought you had made it a life's goal to get rid of every weed in your yard. Isn't that?
Well, it rained quite a bit here, so I couldn't be out there. But you're right. I counted 299 million weeds. I'm digging them all up and replacing them with seed, and I'm so sick of this.
It sounds like this is a losing battle, if you ask me, Dad.
It is. It's I decided a house. You know how it is where you parked and crabgrass and all that. I dug a whole lot of them out, put new dirt, new seed. And it's taking them forever to come back. You know how that's a lot of work. That's actually really good exercise. The standing up, the sitting down, the kneeling, the bending, all of that is. Yeah, I'm on my knees quite frequently.
That's not easy. That is not easy. And you're actually doing.
And then I get a little at a time. There are weeds that I dig around it and pull them up a hand. My hand is so sore.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And then that's the area that, what's the critter that gets underneath your hand? Moles got in there, tore that all up before.
Oh, for God's sake.
So, it's crap. Pardon my English.
So, Dad, we were up north over the weekend. We had a visit from the wild turkeys. They showed up on the property.
Yeah, they do that often.
Yeah, and the dog chased them, so that was something.
Oh, that's funny.
And then we had the coyotes were in attendance, too, and they were freaking your granddaughter, Jacqueline, out, so we had to go inside. Yeah.
You mean they showed up on a property?
Well, no. They were, but they were away from where we were.
Yeah, they're howling.
Yeah, they were howling as a pack. There was two packs of them on either side of us. We were kind of surrounded. They were talking. Have you? Can you go over some of the run-ins you've had with wildlife from your years going up there, up north to the great northern Michigan area?
The pup snake.
What is it? What?
Pup snake that got after Paul.
A puff snake.
You had an encounter with a snake?
We had a puff snake. That Paul was the little boy standing there, and that snake crawled across his foot. And of course, he let go a big yell, and somehow I got that puff snake and put him in a can.
What is a puff snake? I don't think I've heard of a puff snake.
It puffs up.
I've heard of
makes itself look big.
Are you getting that confused with like a puffer fish?
No, puff snake. It was a snake.
Is this a poisonous snake?
No.
Okay. All right. So
puff snakes don't do nothing. Just runs like. But we didn't know that, and he didn't know. He was just a little kid.
Okay. So then, what did you do with the snake?
I was gonna. There was a group of workers out there, local people that know all about these things. Probably, I got there and I got this can. And I'm pushing the guy, and this guy started backing away from me. I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "You got something in there, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, I got a snake." And he ran. And then I said, "I just came to ask you guys if you know what kind of snake this is."
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty big thing. I don't know how the hell I got him in his coffee can.
He thought you were crazy.
Well, and I opened it up, and this one guy came out, "Oh, that's a puff snake. It don't do nothing." I said, "But that guy that just ran, he hates snakes."
Okay.
So I said, "You want it?" He says, "Yeah." He took him by hand and tossed him across the field.
Oh, okay, so that was it. He just threw it. You didn't okay. Have you ever had any encounters with a bear, Dad, or anything like that when you're up there?
No, we used to watch them. There was a dump. They call them the dump.
Yes, there's a dump there.
Yeah, we used to go watch the bears. There was they dumping trash over there, which a lot of food was involved in it.
I get you.
And they go eating it. But the whole thing in there, the biggest thing that ever happened is I had a guy that was out there helping me. There was as you come into the approach where that sign is, you got where Joanne's name and my name on it.
Yep.
There was probably, let's see, 3 feet, maybe 4 feet in diameter, a tree that we cut it down, or it was already cut when we got there, try to get that stump out of there. I dug at least 3 to 4 feet deep. That was not going to come out. I mean, that's a huge stump. And I kept chainsawing the top of it, till it got them below the dirt stuff. And it eventually let it rot.
What does this have to do with the bear? I'm confused.
Well, no, the bear was just hanging around.
Well, I don't know why why are you telling me about this stump? I'm confused. I thought you were going to tell me that a magic bear like Winnie the Pooh came out of the stump or something.
No. We just watched the bears. I've never been that close to bears.
Okay. All right.
One. I thought it was a significant issue. We never had that trailer and all that. We had a camper.
Right.
Parked over there. And this deer, we saw that.
That was you and I.
Oh, yeah. Joe and I were sitting watching it. The deer walk around. And then about 3-4 minutes later, tiny little fawn came out behind. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
The mother took off when it saw us.
Okay.
And then the little baby just walked around and didn't know what the hell was going on.
Bambi, you want to go and...
Bambi.
Yeah, you want to go pet it. They're so adorable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, it was beautiful.
I don't have a problem with hunting, but I can't... people love shooting those. Well, not babies, but
I don't.
I could not do it. I mean, I'm serious. I could not do it.
I could not hurt deer, no way, or anything.
No, I'm with you. I am so with you. That's,
Oh, no, I'm glad you got one of them, my trades. That's,
I got a lot more than that. I got a lot more of those traits than you know.
Well, I hear pieces and bits here and there, and I don't register it in my brain.
Okay.
Joanne does. Joanne reminds me, you remember this, you remember that.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Hey, Dad, I've got some questions from the audience. Randall writes this. He says, Dear Meathead, I want to keep my old riding lawnmower running as long as possible. How often should I change the oil and the spark plugs? And do you have any advice for small engine maintenance? Signed, Randall.
Well, I have quite an experience with that. Small engine, changing oil once a year is a prevalent thing. It's a good thing to do. Sometimes you don't require that. Now, I have a big tractor that I change it like every year and a half to 2 years, every 2 years. And I looked at him, it's cleaner than, real good. But on a tractor like that, since the engine is running much faster and more frequently, has to be changed every year.
All right.
And make sure you drain that thoroughly. Turn that thing upside down. Let the oil, the way that the old tractor that you have or had.
Yeah, I should have followed your advice because I didn't do that, and now I'm down a lawnmower. That thing blew up.
But I remember you telling me that. I thought it was repairable, but
I don't know. It's looking rough. It's an old machine, probably not working.
That is an old machine, yeah. But if you ever buy a tractor over there, you make sure you've got a solid, strong, sturdy shed that has a huge lock on it, because anybody gets a hold of that there is a tractor, they can nail you.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, you got to hope that no one's going to steal it and sell it.
Yeah, or you take it home, take it up there with you and bring it home.
Brock writes this, Dear Meathead, I have a friend who has a pretty serious drinking problem. My other friends have decided to cut him out of their lives until he stops, but I'm afraid that will only make it worse. My friends think if I still hang out with him that I'm enabling him. Should I still hang out with him, Meathead? What should I do if he drinks around me? Thanks as always, Meathead. Signed, Brock.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a tough situation he's talking about. It is a friend, and then I don't associate with people that want to keep drinking and getting crazy, I did my drinking in my years. Over 20-some years ago, I quit.
Yeah.
And strongly, I was against drinking. And that's the only way you can you really got to have 150% desire to quit.
Right. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that is true. I think that if Brock and those other guys drink around the guy, that's probably not a good idea. If you want him to stop, that doesn't send the right message. But boy, I don't know.
Here's my thing. A drinker should cut ties with anybody that drinks.
Wait a minute, what?
If he wants to quit. If he wants to quit,
yes, yeah, okay.
He cannot be associating with them.
Yeah, so
because they drink in front of him, it really teases his appetite, and he wants to do it.
Yeah.
And if you quit drinking for maybe 3-4 months, seriously, it'll leave your system. You just think that you don't want to get back to that system again. Then I don't even think about it.
Right. Yeah, I don't either.
Eat it. And you know what? Alcoholism is a disease. You don't want to introduce yourself to that disease, my friend. And try the best you can to quit it.
Yeah.
It destroys your life.
I think as long as Brock here is up front with the guy and just lets him know that he cares about him and he wants him to stop drinking, but doesn't cut him out of his life, I think that's important because it's you can't make people do stuff. You know, they're gonna either do it or they're not, and I think that's a very private, personal thing that you can't like make someone do that. That's
No, Eric, a person that is trying to quit cannot be associating with people that are drinking.
Right, that's true. Okay.
You got to keep away till you lick the system. Now I don't care who drinks in front of me.
Yep, yeah, and I'm that way. You're that way. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care that Mike drinks a case of beer.
No, I don't. He knows already the ramifications, and he's a grown man.
Yeah.
He's been told he's not going to do it. Yep. Well, then it's his funeral.
All right. Hey, Sean writes this. Dear Meathead, I'm checking in from North Carolina. Meathead, what is the greatest or most monumental thing that you have witnessed in the United States?
I'm thinking as I'm sort of quiet.
The greatest thing you've ever seen. You should probably say your wife.
The greatest thing is the thing that happens is my wife. No two ways about it. I mean, she's my rock.
That is so true and so great that you would say that.
I'm thinking you.
Oh, listen, she's out there when I'm happy. She's happy. She's there when I'm not unhappy. She's there when I'm sick. She's there for me to have fun.
Okay. This is.
And I'm not doing the best thing for her because right at this point, you know, I'm just to a point of just sitting around doing nothing. She's really a live wire.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, she's got a lot of spark. She's got to keep you in check. She's got to stay on her toes.
Oh yeah, and she is my right hand, left hand, and left foot, and right foot, everything.
Now, Dad, do you listen to everything she says? Because you know, have you ever? I wonder if Joanne can weigh in on this, where she's like suggested something, and then you're like, no, that's not right, and then 1 minute later, you're like, oh God, you were right.
I'll put her on.
Oh, no.
No, I shouldn't want to. But I know that happens.
That's exactly what he does, Eric.
Yeah, of course.
Or I'll tell him how to do something, and then a neighbor will come over and tell him, and he runs in and tells me what the neighbor told him, and it's the same thing I just told him.
It's the same thing. I do the same thing with Diana. I'm just like, I like do it, or it's wrong, or it's just completely emotional and not appropriate, and then Diana she fixes it. It's like it's a carbon copy.
But I've done these things all my life without anyone's advice.
Well, thank God she's there. You'd have been dead 40 years ago.
But now she's retaliating and she kicks my butt.
Okay. Right. Brandis writes this. Dear Meathead, what's
his name?
It says Brandis, Brandis, unless they pronounce it a way that I'm not familiar. But it looks like Brandis to me. Brandis writes, Meathead, what is your favorite type of fried chicken? Leg, thigh, wing, or breast?
Well, actually, I love it fried.
Yeah.
But I like it more baked because I like softer meat.
Right. Okay. If it's baked, what do you like? The leg, the thigh, the wing, or the breast?
The thigh I can eat. The most lovable one is the legs.
Okay. Let me write this down. That's a meatheadism. The most lovable one is the leg.
I love it. And then when I run out of that, there's the breast. Thighs are number one.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, I will. If I have a second choice and I'm still hungry, I go to the breast. If eggs are gone, I go to the breast.
Okay.
Whoa, baby.
I also have another meatheadism that I didn't point out when you said.
We're talking about chicken.
Yeah, I know. The other meathead from earlier was changing oil is a prevalent thing.
Yes.
That's also good. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, you said the thigh is your favorite. Yes? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's now go.
And we used to eat, what's this little one below? A whole bucket of them we buy. Wings.
Okay.
But then there's not a whole lot of eating stuff on that thing.
Matt writes this, Meathead and Joanne, I love how you are part of Eric's show every week. Definitely something I look forward to. I have an issue with black crickets that keep getting into the house. I wonder if there's anything you can recommend to get rid of the crickets. Please embellish. Thank you, Matt.
First of all, find out how they're getting in there.
Okay.
When you do, then you just reinforce that by blocking it so they can get in there.
That sounds like a tough job.
Well, I don't know how crickets get in. If your doors are tight and windows are tight and whatnot, they can't get in there.
Sometimes they come in when you come in.
Sometimes they walk behind you and walk in.
All right.
So, and the best thing is, I hate to kill crickets because they're just good.
Oh.
You know, you just catch them up and throw them out, or broom them out, sweep them out, do something, get them out. But just to kill them is not a good thing. I don't mind killing ants and stuff like that, tiny little critters. I hate that. The big things like crickets, I hate to kill them.
Okay, I wrote that down. I hate to kill crickets. They're just good.
Just listen to them chirp at me, you know.
All right. Joshua has this. Dear Meathead, I have a friend who does not know what a hobo pie is. Can you explain this to my friend? Signed, Josh.
Wait a minute. What tie?
A hobo pie.
Hobo pie.
Hobo tie.
No.
Pie.
Pie.
I quite frankly don't know what a hobo pie is.
You know those things you got up north? You put the piece of bread and then the pie filling, and
yeah.
you put them on the iron, and then those irons, and you put them in the fire, and you take it out.
Okay. Well, it's a cool thing to do out there. Kids are always doing it, and I frankly have never had it.
You have to.
She says I had to, but I don't remember.
Pie for you all the time. Cherry pie.
Cherry pie. Well, I don't know.
Fire. You put them in those little metal things.
Oh, I get it. No, there's nothing wrong with it, but don't overcook them. The reason I didn't like them from time to time is that fires are hot and it burns out of them.
Well, he wants to know if you could explain it to him, but I don't know if that's a good idea because it seems like you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
All right.
I really can't give him any kind of information on that.
I wrote this down, a hobo pie. It's a good thing. The kids are all doing it.
Well, what's wrong with it? It's a beautiful thing to eat.
Yes.
If they like them, it's a good food.
Hobo pie is a beautiful thing to eat. Gotcha.
It's delicious.
Okay, yep. I agree. I just had one on Saturday. I burnt the roof of my mouth.
That's it. I really never hated something out of fire put in my mouth.
It still hurts. I was complaining about it earlier on the show. Was probably what made him write that email. Let's see. Dean. Oh, my gosh. Dean writes, Dear Meathead, what is your favorite vegetable out of your garden? Signed, Boring Dean.
Oh, my God. Actually, everything that we plant, we eat, but my favorite is corn.
Okay, you like the corn.
I love the corn.
So
now, we bought a bunch of seed this year that the corn kernels were kind of tiny, or we didn't let it grow any bigger than we wanted it. But I'd like to have them big kernel.
Wait, so you have small kernel corn? Is that right?
Yeah, that's what we got. It takes a hard time to eat it.
Yeah, I know. But you got those.
I eat the whole corn, I think.
Now, do you struggle because you've ground your teeth down to nubs? Is that the problem?
No, I wear a guard at night during my sleep.
Okay.
But in the daytime, I don't remember grinding it,
okay.
But I do wear my teeth out.
All right. So the small kernel corn is a problem. Otherwise, that's your favorite.
I have no problem eating corn with my teeth.
Okay, good. All right. I got one more here, Dad. Mitch writes, Dear Meathead, I have large groundhogs that burrow under my house.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the problem. I need to get rid of them. We love you and Joanne. Signed, Mitch. Please embellish.
these groundhogs are staying underground all the time.
No, you're seeing a moles, Rob.
Or the groundhog is just a devastating thing to have. It tears everything apart.
Yes.
Now, I would really want to get rid of those things. I would have no reservation in shooting him with a BB gun or something. Now, I think my neighbor next to me, they dig on. They had two of them. They dig under the fence and come back, but somehow they were staying away from my garden and all that. So they started going to the neighbors. They have a dog that go after them like crazy.
Yeah, is that the dude with the pit bulls?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's gonna rip him up like a baby.
Well, they somehow or other are missing.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Now, either this guy's dog ate him, or somebody got him.
Okay, so
we don't hear about it.
So, what do you recommend he does, or that he do?
I think you ought to trap them and take them out of the country, way away from your house.
All right, we're going to take him to Canada.
Well, don't say that because I was out there, got some medicine from them. They're good people.
Yeah, I know it. I remember. I saw the video and we talked about it.
Yeah, but they're missing.
Okay, all right.
And then they had a shed. They had burrowed under it, and that was their home.
Okay.
And not there anymore either. So there's something wrong.
All right. We got it. So something happened. Either you get
I would shoot him.
Yep. You can either shoot him, have the neighbor's dog eat him, or you can take him,
trap him, take him to Canada.
Take him to Canada. I got it. Dad, I am out of questions. The audience has done an amazing job with questions for you for Dear
Yeah,
Meathead.
you get the greatest audience. I'll tell you that right.
I know it. They are absolutely the best. I am very, very
tolerate
lucky.
me is a big thing.
No, they don't tolerate you. They love you. They love you and Joanne very much. They've said that, made that very obvious.
Well, hey, it's a great, great world and great people in it.
Yeah.
If you love them, they'll love you back.
Okay, Dad. That's great advice. I'll leave it right there, and words of wisdom to be sure. Joanne, you have a great day taking care of Dad. Okay.
Thank you, honey. You too.
And I love you, and I love the audience.
Okay, love you too.
God bless you.
God bless you, guy. Okay.
Bye.
See ya. There you go. Dear Meathead, another rip-roaring edition of Dear Meathead brought to you by JM Synthetics, online at jmsynthetics.com. Oh, yeah. By the way, when you go to JM Synthetics, I want to give away another hat. You get an Eric Zane Show podcast hat free. Hang on a second. Let me go get one. You can enjoy looking at my unique brand of sweatpants and Crocs as I walk away from the camera. Don't move. Oh, I walk like I'm 100. Okay. Now, eventually, I am going to open up a new merch store, but this is left over from Twisted Bat, Larry, and Jericho. You need this hat, okay? This is a brand new, never worn Eric Zane Show podcast hat, okay? Snapback. I was selling these for like $19, and well, that's done. So I've got them left over. And if you go to jmsynthetics.com and buy anything, okay, oil, any type of lubricant, the degreaser, the brake parts cleaner, my God. Oh, the product line is the best, and they invented synthetic motor oil. So when you go to his site, jmsynthetics.com, and get all your DIY stuff, I'm going to give you the hat for free, okay? So get the damn hat for free. Somebody said, hey, man, I know you got a handful of hats. Can I buy one? I'm like, no, I'm giving them away. Go to jmsynthetics.com, and I don't even care what you buy. Buy something. And then Jason will let me know that you've bought something, and then I will get you the hat. Okay? It's that simple. So don't be a schmuck. Get a free hat. Thank you to JM Synthetics. Okay. Where are we now? God, man. Always a busy, busy show. Every day that I'm like, I don't have anything to talk about. It's going to be shitty. My God. Okay. I've detailed with you. If you don't know, go back to any one of my shows, or go to Zaniacs United and ask questions, or just send me an email and I'll send you the story myself. I'll communicate with you myself as to what's going on here. I have become an advocate for living kidney donation. This is not for everyone. And this is never Eric's going to be preachy about something again. No, no, no. This is an extremely personal thing that will get. It doesn't have me telling you must give up your body parts. But the way it happened to me, and it's been talked about a lot, I don't have any other way to explain it. The only explanation that I've been able to come up with is that God tapped me on the shoulder out of the blue and said, do my will. Why did I think of, and prior to that, why did I think of somebody that I went to high school with, who I hadn't spoken to since I was a teenager? Why? What happened there? The next thing I know, we're talking, I find out about he's going to die. And by the end of the day, Diana and I are both exploring how to donate our kidney. We both tried. We're both matches, but I'm the better match. So if it continues to go the way it has been going, in short order, I'll be going through the procedure in Los Angeles, California. My pal will be in the next room getting operated on, take my kidney out, put it in him. Now, there's a little bit more to that, and when the time is right, I'll tell you more about. Maybe I'll say, all right, I'm going to tell you the story from beginning to end, but that's basically it. But it was that whole moment of, why am I thinking about him? And how is it that now I'm so really engaged in wanting to give up a body part like this? What happened to me? I swear to God, I can only tell you that I remember the whole God moment as being a real influence on me. It gives me chills just thinking about it. So Linda Hall, good friend of the show, friend of the family, sent this story along about this lady, and it's very similar in scope. In fact, when she delivers the line that I didn't even know she was going to say it, but you'll hear it right here. When she gets to the key point in the story, I'm like, wow, that's exactly what happened to me. And that kind of gave me chills. But even more incredible in this story is that this lady who gave up the kidney was, years ago, a mess in all sorts of trouble. And there was a cop who she would, in a small town in Alabama, she would get in trouble and kept getting busted by one particular cop and all sorts of litany of trouble. Well, that factors into this story. NBC News covers it, and then I'll kind of park on it a little bit more. But listen to this.
Really thankful to be here tonight.
Just a few years ago, Jocelyn James was about as low as you could get.
I didn't care about anything in life and who I wronged.
A drug user and criminal.
Robbery, theft, receiving stolen property, everything but murder, pretty much.
On Alabama's most wanted list, she was arrested 16 times, often by this man, Officer Terrell Potter.
She was pretty bad.
After hitting rock bottom, Jocelyn got sober, straightened out her life, And then one night while scrolling through Facebook, saw a plea.
I just knew that it said he needed a kidney, and the Holy Spirit told me right then
That's it.
that I had that man's kidney.
That man was
Oh
the
my
officer
God.
who had arrested her all those years before. His kidney was failing. Doctors told him it would take 7 or 8 years to find a donor. Jocelyn turned out to be a perfect match.
And if you asked me to give you a list of 100 people that would give me a kidney, her name would not have been on that list.
7 weeks ago, they had the surgery, both now doing well.
It's like she's another daughter. I mean, she's just a part of us.
Their futures now linked, even more than their past.
Wow.
And I'm a life that was changed.
You don't ever want to throw people away.
Making the most of both their second chances. Kristen Dahlgren, NBC News.
And lucky, it's a good thing that during one of those arrests that the cop never pulled out a baton and worked her over in the back. Here you go. Get in the car. Whammo. Ow, my kidney. That's going to come back to haunt you. Oh, shit. No, nothing like that. It all worked out. That is absolutely incredible. Had a phone call yesterday from the kidney folks. I get these from time to time. It's kind of like I sit here in Michigan, and they call me from Los Angeles, and there's various doctors and specialists, and we need to have a word with you. We need to talk to you about this or that, and this is all part of that big kidney donation puzzle that I've talked about. I have been interviewed and spoken to from pretty much every branch of medicine that a person can be involved with. Psychological. I've talked to many social workers and counselors. I've talked with legal people. I've talked with nephrologists, surgeons, various people who have taken lung x-rays, chest x-rays, CT scans, all of that stuff. And it's forming an idea or a composite of me, whether or not I am a good candidate. And this is how they do it. They take all that information, and then one day they all meet. And it's kind of like a big, giant boardroom or maybe a Zoom meeting, and they say, all right, what do you think? Any knocks on this guy? Well, he's doing pretty well. All right, he can got this. So you might want to watch out for this. And so a dietitian called me yesterday. There's the two concerns that I've talked about with you, and they want to make sure that I have a handle on my life, because there's two things that could be a problem. A, diabetes runs in my family. My dad has it. Diabetic with 2 kidneys is not good. Diabetic with 1 kidney, that's really not good. Okay, well, in order for them to be sure that they have the right guy, they need to see that Eric is working towards a real stable nutrition environment going forward, so that Eric isn't sitting there binging. It's a softball, and it's a home run. See it spit fly out of my mouth. Binging.
It's a softball, and it's a home run. Call it binging. Nice boobs, Kyler.
We're getting... Binging. Let's go. Let's go. Good job, Kyler. And I wrote that Facebook post about how, eating like an asshole is a problem. So they want to make sure that old Eric's got a handle on it. So the dietitian calls me up. She's like, okay, so, and she's starting to explain that. And I kind of like head her off at the pass. And I'm like, look, this is what I'm doing. This is how I focus on my eating. This is what I'm doing to ensure that I don't get diabetes. And I got a handle on it. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm like, okay, this is how I'm eating. This is why I'm eating this way. This is how the exercise goes for me. And outside of getting the surgery and recovery, I don't see anything of the exercise changing. And yeah, I'm in a good spot. I think I can live out my years with 1 kidney, because the goal now is to eat an appropriate diet. You remember I talked to you about the keto diet and all that, and you will lose weight in that. And I was talking to the dietitian about that. That absolutely will burn the fat. The problem is, if you do keto in a way that is, it can be a stress on your system, because especially if you eat a lot of red meat, and that's kind of where my LDL number, where I have that 144 LDL, and that needs to be 100 or less. So I have work to do. So she goes, all right, what are you going to do about that? I go, well, I'm eliminating the red meat. I'm eating fish twice a week and avoiding red meat, and that's it, and a lot more plant-based diet. She goes, okay, I think you got a handle on this. I thank you for, and that. So that's another puzzle piece, and they just pop up. Like this puzzle piece phone call popped up yesterday, and they want to talk to me, and they dig deep. This is all part of the process, and I think we're getting close, man. I think we're getting close to where this group of people is going to meet and say thumbs up, thumbs down. So keep your fingers crossed, because as I was talking to my pal who would be the recipient of this, he's never been closer in his life to getting have this happen. I am the 8th potential person that this person has explored this with, and he's never been farther. We're right there. All I got to do is say we're going to go forward with this surgery, and then we start planning about when this is going to happen. And that means you head out to California. I'll have to stay there about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, with a caregiver. That would be Diana. Whew. Go in, surgery in the hospital for a day and a half, head back to the hotel, and rest. And that'll kick off the Eric Zane Show Under the Influence of Narcotics podcast, sponsored by, I will need a sponsor for that if this goes down. Keep your fingers crossed, man, because this guy needs it. And I talked to him, and his identity is keeping it low key. Not that you know him, but it's just what he's comfortable with. Then he wants to come on the podcast because he knows a lot of you are thinking about him. You're invested in the story, just like I'm invested in the story. I mean, I am the damn story. So is he. So hopefully that'll happen. He's also a filmmaker. He makes short films, and he's made a couple featured. No, he hasn't. He's made all shorts. I think the longest one was like half an hour, maybe documentary style. Some of them. He wants to make a film of all of this, which I think sounds fantastic on an advocate level, because I've talked about being a living advocate for it. If by chance what I'm talking about on this podcast ever gets to your brain, like, I think I might want to do that, don't be a stranger, because I'm not going to say you should. I would never do that. I'm just going to tell you, since I'm living the process right now, the ins and outs and what might be going through your mind as you explore this. If you're thinking about exploring being a living donor of kidney tissue, you must say hello to me. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I would love that. That is so cool that she's giving it. She got her shit together. I'm oftentimes really amazed by people who turn their lives around. It's one of the reasons why I'm so proud of Throat/Dale and his fiancee, Sarah. I mean, these two were in the worst spot. I mean, Dale, incarcerated for decades, for God's sake. And for him to turn it around, Throat/Dale, it's quite a comeback. It really is. In fact, all things being equal, when sometimes I'll hear from Dale and he'll text me and say, man, I need to talk to you right now. And I'm not going to lie. Occasionally I've had a thought like, something bad happened. Maybe he got caught up with the wrong person again. Maybe he's, and that's just human nature. Because Dale was in it. I mean, he was fucking Jesse Pinkman of Muskegon, for God's sake. And so when I see that text coming, I'm like, oh, God. Oh, no. Jesus. And then I call him up. I go, hey, dude, what's up? He goes, yeah, I want to know if I can bring the whole family to paintball. Will you have enough pizza? Should I get something to eat before? I was like, oh, Jesus, Dale, you scared me. I thought you were going to tell me something heavy, and you want to know if it's okay if the family shows up for the pizza party. Yes, of course, jackass. Oh, but no, there's no going back on Dale. For him, I believe that, and that's why he's such a dear friend of the family, him and Sarah and their kids, and I will be officiating their wedding coming up on Saturday. That will stream live on Facebook. Oh my gosh! Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. I don't yet have the time as to when exactly we're going to do this, but it doesn't matter. I'll be spending the day with Dale and his family and all the people that care about those two. They're getting married. They discovered each other at a 12-step meeting. I'm telling you, man, this is what happens when you work at it. You change your life and you constantly improving yourself by going to your meetings. And then you meet the love of your life. Oh, my God. How fortunate is that? I'm really, really proud of those two. Well done. And so is your families. Your families are just, the families of these two have been through the ringer. And I'm sure that they wrote them off for many a year, okay? And to have now you're getting back your lives. It's really spectacular. Okay. And that's kind of like the theme of the next story. Also, that whole not quitting on your significant other, Sharon Osbourne. I've always had a pretty strong respect for her because of her helping keep Ozzy sober, and she's a really, really smart lady. And but she has really been through the fucking turmoil with this guy and stuck by him. That story next. First off, join me on Cameo. I do these cameos. You can find them at cameo.com/Eric Zane. If you don't know what that is, it is a personal shout out or a roast in some cases, or me just offering congratulations, whatever it may be. You tell me what you want. Some people reach out to me on Cameo and they say, hey, my pal so-and-so is a jackass and I want you to bust his balls for his birthday. And then I hammer the guy. I do those all the time, and there is nobody better on Cameo than me. I'm telling you, if you were to go and look at all the other stiffs that are on there, they're like, oh, yeah, this is so-and-so, and I just want to say happy birthday to you. Yeah, so-and-so loves you, and happy birthday. And that's it. You pay like $200 for that shit. Me, bullshit. You pay $15 and you're going to get 3.5 minutes of me ripping your friend or you a new asshole because you deserve it. Just tell me what you want. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. I even tailor these to kids. A lot of the little kids. You graduated first grade. Congratulations. And they want to see like pictures of the pups. You know, I got the 2 dogs here and the other 2 downstairs. Whatever. We can include No Filter Kevin on there, and he can tell you to go fuck yourself or give you the finger. I don't think he's going to say nasty words that are racist. I won't allow that to happen. But who knows? You might see some toilet paper streaming off the back of his ass with shit on it. Holy cow. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Queen of the Forest can be in on those. You just tell me what you want. Hire me on Cameo. Okay, I got a lot more to talk about here sponsor-wise. So, sorry. That's the way we keep this free is by sponsors. And don't you dare bump forward, you dumb bastard. You never know with the good shit that you're going to miss. You know how I jumble my words all the time when I'm doing these? Blue Frost IT is the managed IT service provider for this show. Especially nowadays, this is a perfect time for a business like Blue Frost IT to increase their client list because a lot of you businesses sent your employees home to work from home. Well, yeah, they're going to be like, hey, boss, this computer is shitty and I'm not paying for it because I'm working from home. Oh, my God. You call on Blue Frost IT to service all your employees' at-home computer needs. And that's how you do it. 616-200-8550. Let's say your company's moving to another location. You want new IT, a different setup, okay? Blue Frost IT does that as part of their service. Call them to get more information or find them online at bluefrostit.com. And if your kid is learning from home, which a lot of kids are these days, and the computer is just too damn slow, Blue Frost IT will replace the hard drive. You probably have an antiquated setup. You need a solid-state hard drive. That's going to set you back $300 in an hour of your time. Ballpark on both of those. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. BlueFrostIT.com. Now with different sign placement for the podcast. Okay. We got a mortgage guy that is the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Van Dyke Mortgage is all over the country. But I want you to call upon the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. NMLS number 3035. It has never been a better time than right now to get a mortgage. Okay? Now, if you've had many mortgages and your credit is impeccable, that's awesome. Mario's going to take care of this as quickly as possible for you. But he really has to earn his money with the first-time mortgage folks, people who have never had one before, or if they have bankruptcy or divorce that is kind of in their past. That's going to be a little bit more finessing, but he is up to the task. Not all people who do mortgages like this. They want the big ticket, okay? But Mario, at one point, his credit was in the dumper, and he knows how tough that can be. So since he has all of that wealth of information, he has been able to integrate all of his experiences, life experiences, to helping you get a mortgage. Now, let's say you got a shitty credit score, and you can get a mortgage, but the loan sucks. It's a high-interest loan, but it's still better than paying rent. He's going to get you in that thing. You're going to pay on that for 2 years. You're going to do all the right things. You're going to pay on time, no lates, no missed payments. And then after 2 years, your credit score has improved. You still own the house. You've been paying on it. Now you're in a better loan. He's going to take care of you. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Don't be a stranger. Call him at his desk. The number is 231-332-6505. And it was his birthday yesterday. So if I could get all of you to call, and I meant to say this yesterday, just call that number and say, Mario, happy birthday. Eric Zane told me to call, and then just hang up on him. You don't even when he's saying thank you. Okay, let him say thank you and then say, I don't need a mortgage. I'm just calling to say hi. Do that for me, okay? 231-332-6505. One more. Green Clean Technologies, online at greencleantechnologies.com. They clean data centers, all that shitty air floating through, the static on the particles, oddly charged materials landing on servers is bad. So if you have a data center in your place of business, you need that room cleaned. This is non-negotiable. This isn't like a luxury. This has to happen. Otherwise, stuff you don't see lands on the servers, fries them, you lose data, you're out of business, okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. Call Green Clean Technologies, Zaniac Will, at 989-560-7272. Ozzy Osbourne, if it wasn't for Sharon Osbourne, would be dead or in jail. I believe that. A new documentary has debuted on, what is it, A&E? I think so. Yeah, it is an A&E biography called The 9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne. And the thing that stands out is this moment that I thought, oh, it's not real. It's a figure of speech when they're saying Ozzy tried to kill Sharon. No, it's not. He tried to murder her. So Osbourne, I mean, seriously, back in his hell-raising days, was notorious drug user, just notorious and crazy, no matter what he did. And in the documentary, the thing that everybody's talking about is reflecting on this horrible experience that happened in 1989. They talked about this incident when apparently Ozzy just sat down, and what he said was absolutely chilling, and then he started to choke her to death. He was under the influence of several drugs at the time. We'd had a couple of fights, and you can tell it was building to something. You could just feel it, says 67-year-old Sharon Osbourne. She said this in the documentary. And I just knew it was coming. It's like night and day, Sharon said of Ozzy Osbourne on drugs. That's it. Sharon explained then that Ozzy was very rarely calm. But at this moment, he was. The moment just before he tries to murder her. Excuse me. Sharon says, it frightened the shit out of me. 72-year-old Ozzy Osbourne says, I felt the calmest I've ever felt in my life. It was like serenity. Everything was just peaceful. Boy, that is a hell of a thing to say just seconds before you try to kill somebody. Oh, my God. Sharon walked the viewers through the night. She put the kids to bed, Amy, Kelly, and Jack, and started reading a book. And then Ozzy walks into the room. She says, I had no idea who sat across from me on the sofa, but it wasn't him. That's creepy, man. That's like evil possession shit we're talking here. He gets to a stage where he gets this look in his eyes where his shutters are down and you cannot get through to him. Wow. He just says at that moment, imagine this. She's sitting there. She got a book in her hand. She's looking at him. She's like, oh, God, this guy, he's fucked. This is not good. And he says, quote, We've come to a decision that you've got to die. My God, that actually gives me chills just saying it. First of all, he's talking like he's two people. He's possessed. She added, Sharon describes how he then dove at her, and began to choke her. Oh, my God. He was calm. Very, very calm. He lunged across at me, she remembered. I felt the stuff on the table, and so his hands are wrapped around her. You all right, Bruce? Hang on a second. Let me move this couch because O'Neill's in a hilarious position. I'll finish the story in a second. He's like spread out like freaking Burt Reynolds in Playgirl. There's a reference that I think only a few of you will know. Oh, don't move. Come on, man. Can you see him okay? I recently moved that Vitrola and the record collection. I don't even use that damn thing. Oh, there he is. Bruce, you got to get up there with him, man. Go on. Come on. Come on. Attaboy. Sorry, am I in the way? Let me move over so people can see you. They love you guys. Now I'm covering Mario's sign, but screw it. No big deal. Okay, so Ozzy's choking the life out of Sharon. We've come to a decision that you've got to die. He was very calm, very calm. He lunged across at me, she remembered. And so while that's happening, apparently in their residence, they have a setup where it's a panic button. And I don't know if that's in case an intruder or a stalker shows up or Ozzy. I don't know. Maybe she had it installed because she knew that Ozzy might someday try to kill her. And she hits the panic button while dude is choking her out. Next thing I know, the cops were there, she says. My God, in a separate clip, the person doing the interview asked Ozzy, do you feel uncomfortable talking about this? Ozzy grabbed his coffee mug, took a sip, and responded, it's not exactly one of my greatest fucking achievements. All I remember is waking up in the local jail, and I asked the cop, why am I here? And he says, you want me to read your charge? So he read, John Michael Osborne, you have been arrested for the attempted murder of Sharon Osbourne. Ozzy recalled before adding, I was very, very surprised when she dropped the charges. It was probably the most frightened I've ever been, Sharon later added. Sharon then explained that following the near-death incident, she considered getting a divorce. Ozzy was put into a treatment facility for 6 months. And that's just the beginning of it. I mean, Ozzy had been in and out of treatments many times before and many times after. It's a miracle that this guy has lived to the age that he has right now. Ozzy, okay, that's 6 months. She said during that time, she said she was really lonely without him. I was looking at all of the options left in my life. She said I was looking at everything. What is going to be the best for my kids? What is going to be the best for me? Boy, she just rolled the dice then by staying with him. I mean, my God. I hated being without him, Sharon added. Ozzy was very frightened when he came out. And when he was in his house, he definitely watched what he was doing. He frightened himself. After the two described the incident in the film, their daughter, Kelly, then revealed she, quote, hates going on holiday, especially to the beach, because of her childhood memories. Scarred him. It reminds me of being a kid, and that was what we did after Dad did something bad, said 35-year-old Kelly Osborne. Didn't she lose like 900 pounds or something like that? I saw a picture of her. She was just a completely different-looking person. The documentary features interviews with his family as well as some friends and fellow musicians, including Rick Rubin, Ice-T. How does Ice-T have a relationship with Ozzy Osbourne? Marilyn Manson, Jonathan Davis, don't know who that is, Post Malone, and others. The 9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne premiered on A&E on Monday night. And then they put if you are experiencing domestic violence, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233. Wow, man. Oh, God. It is, there's a lot of fascinating things about Ozzy. The fact that he's alive is one of them. The fact that his wife is absolutely a true badass saint, putting up with all of that shit for all these years. Yeah, even recently, I think he cheated on her not that long ago, and he fell off the wagon again. And she still keeps coming back for more. She is absolutely a fine example of the whole in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad. And by the way, Ozzy, I think he's got Parkinson's or something like that. When he performs, I mean, first of all, he looks like me. When I get up from this chair and go to close the door, I can barely move. That's how Ozzy moves. And then once he gets to the microphone, though, he still sounds really, really good. I don't know how that guy pulls that off. A lot of miracles going on there in that whole household. Unbelievable. I must check that out. A&E features the 9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's got a lot of lives when it comes to his marriage. That's for damn sure. Facebook is in deep, deep shit, and I cannot believe this happened. That comes up in just a second. First off, don't forget about Horizon Hydroponics. If you like growing things, you need to call upon Horizon Hydroponics. Okay? Here we are getting ready for the indoor growing season. If that's what you want to get into, they have everything you need. The tents, the lights, the air scrubbers. Oh, my gosh. The right soils, the right additives, the right ingredients, everything you need, and the expertise to go along with it at Horizon Hydroponics. They are pioneers in this industry. When they started this industry, boy, it was quite frowned upon. Nowadays in Michigan, it has become a absolutely green state, the greenest in the United States when it comes to what you can have and grow and take part in. Not my thing, but some of you do that. Everything you need and the expertise to go along with it is Horizon Hydroponics. And they have an online platform where you can buy anywhere in the USA. If this is something that you do and you like to grow stuff, whatever it may be, could be cannabis, could be tomatoes or marigolds, you need to call upon Horizon Hydroponics online at horizonhydroponics.com. Use Zane Show at checkout and you get 10% off on their online platform. And if your order is over $250, the shipping is free anywhere in the US of A. Or go to one of their 4 shops and just say hello. On Alpine and Grand Rapids, the Growers Outlet in Byron Center, Kalamazoo, and Lansing. There you go. TC Paintball, of course, you can have your own party or show up for mine. That would be Paintball War number 10, October 3rd at 4 p.m. That is a Saturday event. I want to see you there. Give me a heads up, Eric at ericzaneshow.com, that you're going, and tell me how many are going. Or click on the event link on Facebook and let me know there that you are going. Otherwise, schedule a damn party at TC Paintball Online at tcpaintballgr.com. They're outdoors in the Tactical Village and the Airball Field, okay? And then when it starts freezing, we'll go indoors. They got that too. Fully stocked pro shop. Awesome. Great expertise too. Thank you to TC Paintball. And finally, that's for paintball. How about real guns? If your real gun is busted, you need to call upon BK Guns and Stuff. Click on their logo at my website, ericzaneshow.com. It'll take you right to their Facebook page, and they service clients anywhere in the United States, well, anywhere in the world for that matter, okay? And all you have to do is reach out to them about how you get the weaponry to them for them to repair, refurbish, customize, or whatever it is you need. Firearms transfers as well, BK Guns and Stuff, 616-902-2447. Love those folks. Okay, Facebook is in deep, deep shit. Now, when it comes to Facebook, first of all, if I do something as simple as play music that is not mine, copyrighted material, there is a setup on Facebook that will mute me or eventually just boot me off for the day. Like if I started playing Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train, Facebook would recognize that, and they would shut down the live stream. I've actually had it happen. It's not pretty. I learned the hard way. You can't do that. They're very, very strict about it. You know what else they should be strict about? When people decide they want to kill themselves on Facebook Live, and then people point it out and flag the video, Facebook should respond immediately. I don't know how this could possibly happen. They have so much tech and artificial intelligence and algorithms running the show for them. It should not be a difficult thing, but this actually happened. And I am here to give you this story and to tell you what to look for, because this video is still being disseminated on TikTok now, and you don't want to see this. You don't want any part of this. I will link it up here, the screenshot of what you'll see. If you're thumbing through on TikTok and you see this, you keep going. You don't want this to be a part of your life, ever. Okay? Who would ever want to see someone kill themselves? So TikTok, I don't know how they haven't fucking taken this down. Hopefully by now they have. This is as of last night. This is all crazy. Excuse me. Vice published a piece on this exact story. Headline: Facebook refused to take down a live stream suicide. Now it's all over TikTok. Mississippi dude took his own life. Originally live streamed on Facebook, then went viral on TikTok with kids being exposed to the shocking footage. TikTok said it proactively worked to block the spread of the footage and ban those who uploaded it. Why do you people, who would want to do this? Why is it you want to just expose the world to someone dying like this? My God, the internet has brought us so many wonderful things. The world at your fingertips. And has brought us so many terrible things as well. My gosh. But people are still working very hard, finding workarounds to continue to share this awful video. The incident happened on August 31. Ronnie McNutt, 33-year-old Army veteran, took his own life. Facebook initially refused to remove the video, saying it did not breach the company's own community standards. Wait, what? So your community standards are that if you kill yourself, you get the green thumbs up, you get the green check mark, and yeah, you did it. This video is approved. Now the guy shoots himself in the head is all good. Watch away. How is that even a thing? That's ridiculous to even put those words together, that they refused to remove the video, saying it did not breach the company's own community standards. McNutt is an Iraq War veteran, PTSD issue, had a recent relationship troubles, according to his friend Josh Steen. Steen, who recorded a podcast with McNutt, told Heavy that someone contacted him on the evening of August 31 to say that McNutt began a live stream, and it was described to Steen as had accidentally fired a gun. Steen tuned in and saw that McNutt was drunk and rambling. He immediately flagged the live stream to Facebook while McNutt was still alive, but received no reply. Steen also contacted the cops who watched the live stream while standing outside of Dude's apartment, the guy who shot himself. Now, it's a little confusing because it says his friend had begun a live stream and had accidentally fired a gun. Well, I mean, if that's what happened, if a gun just went off and he accidentally got shot, or did he hold it up to his head and kill himself? It's not clear. Maybe eventually that happened. Maybe that's what just got them all tipped off that this was happening, and then he eventually shot himself in the head. According to this article from Vice, says McNutt died by suicide at 10:30 p.m., but it wasn't until 11:51 p.m. that Steen received a response from Facebook saying that the video did not breach the company's community standards and would not be removed. Oh, my God. So the whole world sees this damn thing. According to a screenshot that Steen shared with Heavy.com. Facebook told Vice that it did remove the video shortly after it was posted, but would not comment on why it initially said the video did not breach its community standards. I think the only thing you can say is because we suck. Let's see here. A couple of tweets talking about we review. Facebook said, "We reviewed your report. Thank you for letting us know about this post. We understand you may be concerned about Ronnie McNutt. We've worked with experts to gather ideas on how you can help support them." I think this is kind of like a form letter. And this post will remain on Facebook because only content that goes against our community standards is removed. It wasn't until after 1 a.m. that the video was fully removed from the platform. But at that point, it was too late. Additionally, Steen said McNutt's own Facebook page has been flooded with comments, many of which include links to the suicide video and memes or images showing McNutt's death. Steen and his friends have reportedly flagged these posts, but to no avail. Somehow, those don't seem to qualify as going against Facebook standards, Steen told Heavy.com. Mainly, it seems because Ronnie is already dead. Wow, this is a twisted, sick set. I mean, if you're what's the guy's name? Zuckerberg. If you're him, you march into the where everything is and say, all right, unplug everything. Okay, shut it all down at this point. We got a guy that's killing himself, and then we're following up with statements that this is not a problem, that it's okay. We're not going to take this down. While Facebook has now taken steps to block the video being reposted on its site, copies have been spread on a number of fringe websites, including 4chan, in the week since the tragic incident. But in the last couple of days, the video has gone viral on mainstream social networks, most notably TikTok. Those posting the video have tried to get around TikTok's efforts to block the content by sharing it in comments of other videos. Hi, you sick fucks. You fucking assholes. These are the same sons of bitches who when everybody started to Zoom, and then people would get the links to the Zoom, and all of a sudden you got beheading videos showing up in kids groups or play dates on Zoom. You see anal sex, a nun getting screwed by a horse or some shit. You sick fucks. What is wrong with you? My God. This person, on a tweet in an effort to try to expose the warning, wrote, "There's a video going around on TikTok and in a lot of other places of a man named Ronnie McNutt committing suicide in a live stream. It's very graphic and very traumatizing. It starts off looking like this." So this person has a still of McNutt just prior to him killing himself. "Please don't look at this. I hope his family is doing well." Now, I mean, if you're a sick fuck, that is going to get you to look at it. But, I mean, holy shit. So what you'll see is, and I'll link it, of the still. I'm not going to link the obvious. I'm obviously not going to link the video, but so that you can know what the hell to look for. But if you see a guy who's he has glasses, a long beard, kind of his hair is a little longer, and he looks like he's holding a phone up to his the right side of his head. And in the background, you can see furniture. It just looks like it's nothing. But if you see that, don't look at it. Videos like this can attain a much wider audience on TikTok compared to other platforms like Facebook and Instagram because they are shared in a section known as the For You page, where users scroll through an endless list of videos. Since the video began spreading on TikTok, a lot of prominent creators have posted videos warning their followers to look out for an image, a man with a beard sitting in front of his desk, and swipe away. Do not look. We are banning accounts that repeatedly try to upload the clips. We appreciate the work by people to warn against it. Despite the efforts, children as young as, very young kids are being exposed to this. I can imagine how traumatizing that would be. My 16-year-old described it to me. One mother said on Facebook, it haunts her, the image of his little dog that comes into the room after the guy did it. Oh, my God. All right, so that's it. There's a lot of weirdness in that. Hang on. Sometimes I have to clear my throat, and I got to do it hard. I don't want to do it on the mic. So that is beyond fucked that's a thing. It's beyond fucked that even happened. Obviously, this guy was sick and struggling, and that's awful. But it's even more awful that Facebook can't do shit about it or didn't do shit about it. It's awful that these crazy fucks are trying to make it so that people can see this shit. My God. Awful, awful, awful. Okay, more coming up, including TMZ is not so great of a place to work at. But first, I got the gear, A&E Heating and Cooling, and you can get all of their services. I had to call upon A&E Heating and Cooling this year to replace the compressor on my air conditioner. And Joe Martinez showed up, and I was just like you, in the same boat as you. I needed that work done, and I couldn't be happier with his work. He is absolutely the best, and I love how he is building his business and keeping things lean and mean so that you don't pay too much. Go ahead and get a quote here in West Michigan from 2 other businesses. I don't care which ones. You can take somebody who looks like he's small time, maybe a mom and pop, which that's great. Go ahead and get that estimate from that dude or that chick. You don't see too many chicks in the trades. We need more chicks to repair equipment like this. Just this little side commentary there. And then I want you to call upon some of these guys that you see have got 50 trucks, Call on them. They're probably going to be the most expensive. There's a reason for that. You're not getting any more expertise. In some cases, you're getting a lot less. Go ahead and get those estimates and then call upon Joe, 616-516-8579, and say, look, Zane's been trumpeting you for a long time. It's time to see what you got. Joe's going to give you an estimate. He's going to talk about how he can save you money. He's going to talk about the rebate you can get with DTE on a new 96% high-efficiency furnace from the Comfort Maker Furnaces and Air Conditioners. He's going to talk about the $450 rebate you can get because of that. And his price is going to come in a lot less expensive than the other two. And if it's not, say, Joe, what are you doing? Zane said you're going to beat these guys. He's going to go, shit. All right. And then he's going to beat them. So get the estimates. Call Joe Martinez, 616-516-8579. Okay. Another great sponsor is Terrytown RV, online at terrytownrv.com. They sell campers, travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, Class A, Class C, Sprinter van, folding campers, truck campers. They have it all. Okay? We're winding down the season, but that's okay. It's okay. Still, it's always a great time to buy a travel trailer, fifth wheel, motorhome, RV. And I want you to do it. I want you to go shopping at Terrytown RV, online at terrytownrv.com. My gosh, the best in the business. You will not be let down. On Division between 68th and 76th Street. That whole stretch there is all Terrytown businesses pretty much. Okay? If not, you don't want to be there. 68th and 76th Street on Division, that's where they're at. terrytownrv.com. And last but not least on the show, my God, I can't believe it's the last one. This free podcast is kept free by this army of sponsors. please say my name when you call upon them. That way, we can keep podcasting. If you like the podcast, make the sponsors happy. Patronize them. Drop Eric's name. They'll go, oh, it's worth it to be on the podcast. Let's give Eric more money so he can say nice things about us. That's it. That's all we do. Wash, rinse, repeat. And the last one is Great Legs Winery, Brewery, Distillery. I love these folks. They are on East Lakewood Boulevard, 332 East Lakewood Boulevard in Holland, Michigan, just west of US 31. And we have a party coming up there. The Great Legs Socially Distant Get-Together with the Eric Zane Show podcast. Not this Friday, but next Friday, 7 p.m. I want to see you there. I want to see your beautiful mask-covered face as you drink the wine, a lot of the wine, and a lot of the beer, and make it a double on the grappa, okay? $6 a shot. Boom, drink the grappa. That's what Italians drink. It puts hair on their wieners and vaginas. They're going to hate that I said that. Sorry. I don't know what's gotten into me. It's been a long podcast. But anyway, I can't drink. You and your DD will hang out. One of you will have as much grappa as you can handle, and then the DD drives you home. We hang out. We have a good time. I will see you there. The Queen of the Forest will be with me. Respond to the Facebook invite or send me an email so I can get a head count. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. All right. Hang on a second here. Sorry. Looks like O'Neill has fled the freaking couch. That dog cannot sit still. He's like me. It's like he's got ADD. So TMZ, this is apparently a terrible place to work for. I just saw the story that the newsroom, the headline reads, now I don't know if this is true, it just says, is a hotbed for, it says, racism, misogyny, and verbal abuse. Say the ex-employees. This person says, I got screamed at so often I felt like a scared dog. One former employee tells BuzzFeed. Now, I want to take it very lightly here. This is a lot of hearsay. And you never know until you hear the other side of the story. And I don't know if we're going to get that here, but that's quite a thing to levy, a thing to charge someone with racism, misogyny, and verbal abuse. Now, this day and age, you can't even look at anybody sideways in the workplace without everybody freaking out. And that's probably another great reason why it's a good thing that I'm not in a workplace, because there's nothing that I hate more in the workplace than inept butt fuckery, and nothing I like more than to say to the person who has displayed the inept butt fuckery that they are, in fact, butt fucks for doing shitty work. In my opinion, I have no problem with somebody who sucks at their job for the boss to look at them and say, do you know how shitty you are? You know how terrible you are at your job right now? You're costing me money. That should be absolutely encouraged, in my opinion. TMZ debuted in 2005. They built the brand, according to this article, on not only breaking celebrity news, but also a brash tone that former employees say is consistent with a toxic workplace where the staff regularly endure verbal abuse, misogyny, racism, and other inappropriate behavior. Now, all right, let's break it down. BuzzFeed talked to one current and 23 former TMZ employees who came forward after an ex-colleague filed a lawsuit against the news site's parent companies, Warner Brothers Entertainment and EHM Productions, alleging gender discrimination and retaliation. TMZ spokesperson called the claims a blatant attempt to use negative publicity and inaccurate claims to force a monetary settlement. Yep, that happens. So, all right, battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right when everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. One current employee told BuzzFeed the culture at TMZ is that of unchecked abuse of power. Well, prove it. Give me something, man. Quit that. Enough with the talk. Starting with the men in charge. They also say there are hardly any women in senior roles at TMZ. and that the company hires people of color, quote, because they know that they need to, as opposed to appreciating and valuing them. Hold on a second here. So they hire black people, but these disgruntled people say they only do that because they have to. Well, wait a minute here. First of all, there is, a lot of, if you don't have a hiring process where you, first of all, have to interview minorities, okay? Now, that being said, if you want equal rights, to me, in a perfect world, everybody would be forthright in their hiring practice, and then people would get the job not based on the color of their skin, but on their merits, okay? As it is, there is a lot of hiring discrepancies that do happen, so it is a fact. You have to interview minorities. So, all right, and some people even have a problem with that. I don't give a shit. But what I don't want to do is, if I have a job and I interview 100 people, and because of the law, I have to interview minorities. If every one of those minorities does not meet the job requirements for which I'm trying to hire somebody, I shouldn't have to hire a minority. I should only have to hire the position based on what the people, what their skill set is, okay? But, I mean, not everybody's like me. There are enough assholes in the world that make it so you have to, or you can get in deep shit. Well, who knows if that's true or not, but it's kind of fucked up, in my opinion, if TMZ actually hires black people and then they say, nah, but you're only doing that because you have to. Well, you got to prove that shit. That's quite a charge, a levy on somebody. So they actually do hire blacks, but these assholes are saying, yeah, they're only doing that because they have to. They don't really like the blacks. That's kind of weird. Some asshole said, if you're talking about the rights of black people, if you're talking about misogyny, if you're talking about equality amongst everyone, it's never reflected in the workplace. You better be able to prove that. That's quite a charge. We're reporting on all of that stuff, but we're not doing it ourselves. All right? But the new group of ex-employees, most of whom asked to remain anonymous, why? You know what's always sketchy on these fucking stories is when they say, yeah, I want to say something, but I don't want to be known. Well, bullshit. What do you got to hide? I mean, come on. If it's really that bad, say what's on your mind. Don't be a pussy about it. They're scared of retribution. They said that despite TMZ's reputation, the same kind of reckoning that has taken place at other media outlets has yet to hit the website's newsroom. How they treat women, they say now, in a demeaning manner transcends to how they represent women on their site. The two go hand in hand, said a former employee. Okay, you better give me some proof. Harvey Levin created the tabloid news set under the Telepictures Productions umbrella, which is owned by Warner Brothers in 2005, along with Jim Paratore, who died in 2012. TMZ's brand has since expanded, as we all know. Former employees said Levin and other executive producers screamed and cursed at them on a regular basis. You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like a bunch of woke twat crybabies who sucked shit at their job, got yelled at because they were so shitty, and then left the company or were fired, and now they're dumping all this shit anonymously, yes, in an attempt to get money. You got to give me proof. And you got to not be anonymous. Or pictures or it didn't happen. Former employees said Levin and other executive producers screamed and cursed. I read that. Former employees also said Levin called people retarded and morons and made comments like, talking to you guys is like talking to a room full of special ed kids, and my dog takes better direction than you. All right. If that's true, yeah, you definitely don't want to be saying retarded. And I think that's the word that you don't want to say. That's right up there with F rhymes with bag. It's right up there with the N word. Probably don't want to call someone retarded. It's just a little icky. But at the end of the day, you're probably shitty at your job. And then my dog takes better direction than you. I think that's fair. I think that's absolutely appropriate to say, because if the dog listens and then a dumb shit doesn't listen, you, in fact, don't take direction well at all. One former employee said they felt physically threatened by the executives at TMZ and that they called them a fucking R word and a fucking piece of shit and a fucking dummy. Well, all right, now, if you're going to drop the hammer with those, you better fire the guy after, if that even happened. If that happened and you keep the guy around or the girl around when they do something dumb like that, do something dumb that causes you to call them something terrible, you should probably fire them shortly thereafter. You don't get an apology or anything like that, one former employee said. Well, first, if they're anonymous, they should at least say what stupid thing they did to deserve to being called something so bad. They should say, well, yeah, I cost the company $4 million because I did this. Excuse me. Then you probably are a fucking dummy. Put it this way. If Ben comes in here on tomorrow's show at 5 p.m., and he breaks all my shit, I am going to call him a fucking dummy. And I'm probably going to punch him in the face. And then he probably can't, he's probably just going to have to go home because that's going to be it. So if something stupid happens, I'm probably going to call him a fucking dummy. But I don't expect anything like that. I guess I need to find out what these people at TMZ did in order to deserve the fucking dummy blast. You don't get an apology. They just pretend it never happened until the next thing that pisses them off happens. Sounds like any job in America. And then you get another angry outburst from them. Boy, I'm telling you, the work environment is so not for me anymore. One former employee, Ryan Nauman, filed the complaint with the Equal Opportunity Commission in 2014 after Levin allegedly outed him as being gay to the rest of his colleagues, according to records obtained by BuzzFeed News. Another former Warner Brothers employee who worked closely with TMZ said she filed an HR complaint against executive producer, alleging gender discrimination. The employee said she was frustrated when the company later told her the investigation had found no merit to her allegations. All right. 6 other former employees also said they made HR complaints with Warner Brothers about their experience at TMZ. Others said they avoided making complaints because they feared retaliation. Let's see. TMZ goes to great lengths to ensure that it has diverse hiring practices and brings people in of all backgrounds, the employee said. But complaints against managers date back years. In August, and it talks more about some of the complaints against these guys. We shall see. They talk about it is racist, incredibly misogynistic. But I'm not even hearing any claims about the racism. All they're saying is, yeah, they hire black people, but they only do it because they have to. That's racism. Yeah, I'm starting to think that this is a money grab. Anytime I see these stories where there's all sorts of claims via like the Ellen show, that whole thing, I'm like, I'm going to need to get a little bit more proof than just hearsay on any one of these stories. You just a bunch of people getting together who could very easily have come up with a storyline on their own and then remain anonymous at the same time. That seems a little sketchy to me. As always, all of these stories will be found in the comments of the audio podcast, and you can find them in the news at ericzaneshow.com. Emails come in all the time, eric@ericzaneshow.com, via the Green Clean Technologies inbox. At the start of this podcast, 2.5 hours ago, roughly, had the story about No Filter Kevin and the fact that I have, and when I'm out in public, I will need a card that I can pass out to people that he offends when that does happen. That is going to happen. I just don't want anybody beaten up, okay? And I told you that emailer Tim was the one who came up with this disclaimer on a card, this exact thing. I don't yet have it in my hand. I talked about how I have to print those up. But big news, Tim writes, saying, you don't have to print them up. I already ordered and paid for 1,000 of the cards. They'll be ready for pickup no later than the 14th. All right, you get a hat. You get a hat. I don't know if you wear hats, Tim, but there's 5 remaining hats. Now 4. I'm going to give you the hat as trade, as compensation. You get the Eric Zane Show hat. I don't know if you wear hats. I've seen your hair. You're one of those people who wears his hair stupid with like multiple colors in it and all weird shit. If I remember correctly, you had a weird multicolored faux hawk. You look like kind of a dick. But I'll have a hat for you that you can wear or give it to somebody. Okay, that is it. I'm out of energy, time, talent. I need and a full bladder. Boy, is it. Jeez. The podcast, the freebie is done. Heard 5 days a week right here at ericzaneshow.com. Do not be a stranger. Reach out via email, ericzaneshow.com. If you want to advertise in the free podcast, there's always room for more sponsors. I can get you in a marketing plan that reaches as far or farther than any radio station because, no one listens to radio anymore. Do not overpay for a dead media advertising platform. Yuck. Call me. All right, folks, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time right here. Bye-bye.